Besides the surface level reasons someone might compare Tom Steyer to FDR, things like both men coming from wealth and using their wealth to fund their own campaigns, it's their advocacy for regulating corporate power and helping regular people where we see the real parallels. When FDR launched the New Deal in 1933, as the US was reeling from the Great Depression, Americans got immediate relief in the form of jobs and direct financial aid. He introduced a highly progressive wealth tax in 1935 that reached a top marginal rate of 79% on incomes exceeding $5 million, the equivalent of $122 million today. The tax revenue from this funded a robust social safety net for Americans, as well as massive infrastructure projects. Now, we live in a starkly different world from 1930s America, but one could say that we are on the verge of a modern day Great Depression right now, with more and more Americans going homeless, ever increasing inflation, and most Americans struggling to afford basic needs. People are also losing their health care as the Trump administration cuts ACA subsidies, threatening the very lives of Americans who can't afford care and life-saving medicine. More than any other candidate for the governorship of California, Tom Steyer has a realistic plan to tackle all of these issues. Like FDR, he would force corporations and billionaires to pay more in taxes. And like FDR, he would use this money to fund California schools and infrastructure. If FDR were alive today, he would heavily regulate corporations like PG&E and Chevron as they gouge Californians for energy and gas. This is exactly Tom Steyer's plan. He's the only candidate out of the top three who would stop big oil's war profiteering and actually lower gas prices and electricity bills. Now, it might seem like a stretch to some if I were to say that Tom Steyer is to Trump as FDR is to Hitler. But is it a stretch, though? Now, just to be clear, I'm not advocating for violence. I know there was an actual war fought between FDR and Hitler. I'm just drawing comparisons to the personalities and temperaments of these men. Now, I know there are differences, but Trump's xenophobic and racist rhetoric is very Hitler-esque, as is his use of ICE, the Gestapo-like law enforcement agency terrorizing and murdering immigrants and American citizens alike. Unlike his opponents, Steve Hilton and Xavier Becerra, Tom has maintained that Trump's actions and policies are fascist, and he's committed to stopping ICE from terrorizing Californians and holding them accountable when they break the law. So I'm telling you this as a leftist and a democratic socialist. Tom Steyer is the best choice in this race. Hey y'all, please like and subscribe. And if you wanted to help me out with $1 or $2, aim your camera at one of those QR codes. Don't let the fascist ghouls outfund us.